آله وصحبه ومن والاه. One of the verses that we will recite in the next few rak'ahs in Surah Al-A'raf is the words of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, إِنَّ وَلِيَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِي نَزَّلَ الْكِتَابَ وَهُوَ يَتَوَلَّى الصَّالِحِينَ. Indeed, my wali is Allah, the one whom has revealed the book, and He takes care of the affairs of the salihin, of the righteous. And if we really look closely at this verse, that it really should instill in us a deep desire and a strong aspiration to attain this state, because we are all in need of having Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take over our affairs. If we are left to ourselves, we'll be destroyed. Lest we forget the dua of our Prophet ﷺ that we are taught to say on a daily basis. وَلَا تَكِلْنِي لِنَفْسِي وَلَا إِلَىٰ أَحَدٍ مِّنْ خَلْقِكَ طَرْفَةَ عَيْنٍ. Not a day, not an hour, not a minute. طَرْفَةَ عَيْنٍ. Do not leave me to myself or to anyone from your creation for the blinking of an eye. For the blink of an eye. In other words, is that we are in need of our Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala in every single moment in all of our different affairs. And one way of thinking about this is that if someone's ever tried to start their own business, to try to run an organization, to try to manage a project, or whatever it is, and you think about all of the different components that have to go into managing that project, that organization, that business, or whatever it is that you are running, and all of the things that need to be in place, and all of the things that you need to know, and all of the things that you need to do, and all of the ways that you need to be, especially if there are people involved in that, and all of the moving parts and all of the components. And if you're left to yourself, it becomes very, very difficult. But if you rely upon Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and He takes over your affairs, He makes all of that easy. He will give you what you need in every single moment. And so that if we look at this word wali, that the wali, which, okay, you could translate as a saint, the truly righteous one. Who is the wali in this sense, in terms of the person from the ummah of our Prophet ﷺ? Allah Ta'ala says that about the people that of wilayah is that they are the people that أَلَا إِنَّ أَوْلِيَاءَ اللَّهِ لَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ, is that indeed the awliya of Allah, there is no fear upon them, nor shall they grieve. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَكَانُوا يَتَّقُونَ. They are the people who believe and they have taqwa. But another way of looking at this, just in terms of the word itself, as al-wali, مَنْ تَوَالَتْ طَاعَتُهُ, because it's linguistically related to the same word, but on a different form. The wali is the one who is constantly in a state of obedience. فَتَوَلَّ اللَّهُ أُمُورَهُ. Again, it's from the same root. Tawalla is from the same root, waliya yali, such that Allah Ta'ala took over that person's affairs. And so then the understanding that we have is that the way to this is to be people of ta'ah, is to be people of obedience. And this is why, from this perspective, deen is actually very easy. It's more about actually doing it. And when we strive to learn our deen, we strive to put our deen into practice, we strive to be people who are upright and to obey Allah, and we recognize that this is why He created the heavens and the earth, so that we could learn and put that into practice, i.e. such that He be obeyed, subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we do that consciously because we are the only true sentient beings, is that this is the greatest thing there is for human beings to possibly do. And the result of that is that Allah Ta'ala takes over your affairs. And you will be given that ascription, or have that description of being from the salihin, being from the people of the righteous. And the door to that is to that be in a state of obedience of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And then after that, if Allah Ta'ala has taken over your affairs, all of those things that we constantly worry about in relation to our own self, and I have to do this, and I have to do that, and all of these things, especially in a world in which things have become so easy, the more and more that we abandon traditional societies in which that most of those societies that they, at a very deep level, that had the deen infused into their culture. And the more and more that we become these nomads in the modern world, disconnected from the past, and what I mean is by the best of the past in the true sense of the word in a religious context, is that the more and more that it's on our own shoulders to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And it becomes difficult. Whereas many of these things that you normally would have, you would have been taught from the time that you were young. You wouldn't have to go out of your way to seek. But the key is that the secret is to have Allah Ta'ala take over your affairs. And that when Allah Ta'ala takes over your affairs, everything that you deem difficult, is that He'll make it easy, subhanahu wa ta'ala. He'll give you what you need, when you need it, and how you need it, to the degree that you need it, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then, is that your life, it's going to necessarily be easy, but there will be divine facilitation. There will either be ease, or even at times of difficulty, He will give you an ability, subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be able to traverse those difficulties with a heart that is in submission to Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is in a state of divine contentment and at very least patience. May Allah Ta'ala, from the blessings of this month of Ramadan, that bless us to be able to realize this, and may we truly be aware of His being our wali, subhanahu wa ta'ala, and may we all be people of obedience, and may Allah Ta'ala take over all of our affairs, and may we enter into the ranks of the righteous. May Allah Ta'ala bless us to live and die upon His meanings. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadan wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin.